Hi there. Whenever you develop a strategy within Fairbot, you have to have some sort of mechanism that tells Fairbot what it is it needs to bet on. Now, within the automation process, there's a variety of ways you can do that. You've already seen on numerous demos the apply to all function, where Fairbot will apply its strategy to every runner. But you can also specify it in terms of position within the default Betfair grid, base it on current back odds, current lay odds, SP, the, the price of the favourite, and so on and so forth. But there's clearly going to be times when you might want to specifically specify a competitor or runner by name. Now, when you create a strategy within Fairbot, generally speaking, it isn't a one-off. It's something that you might want to use time and time again over the weeks. So how does Fairbot possibly know what competitor's name will be used for a race in a month's time? Fortunately, there's a mechanism within the automation process that allows you to do that, and that is called @runtime, the name of which isn't particularly obvious to what it's trying to do. So I'll show you it by way of an example. So imagine for a moment that you are the type of person who may look through form stuff the night before, looking for runners that you may want to back with a view to trading out in running during the racing the following day. And you may want to set that up in such a way that you tell Fairbot what to do, you leave Fairbot running, you go off to work, come back 8 hours later and find your Betfair account overflowing with dosh. Let me show you how to do that by way of an example. The running of the strategy, I mean, not the filling up of dosh. So if we open up the strategy editor, I've actually got a demo strategy all ready to go. So let me just quickly run through what this is doing. It's first of all going to back your selection that you specify at SP. So as a result, it starts 5 seconds after in play, because it's not until things go in play that SP will be available. So it's going to back SP at £100, but it will cancel after 10 seconds if that hasn't been matched. In addition to that, there's two green up all options. One will green up if the current green up all profit is greater than or equal to 100. In other words, it's going to look at dobbing or better. But equally, it will red up across the field if the P&L is less than 50. So we're looking to lose half our money or double it. So once this strategy has been set up, you can then assign it to the different markets. So you've done your studying, you've identified the markets that contain in which your horses are running, and you know which horses are involved. One thing I forgot to flag up, with this particular strategy, I'm looking at the odds of, or the SP I should say, of the selection that you make must be greater than 5. So for example, you may specify this runner in the morning, but you find that he steams in during the day and he's no longer value by the time the race comes along. So if his odds drop below 5, Fairbot won't submit the bet. Okay, so with this all saved, let's just come out of there. And what we need to do is add it to some markets. So I'm going to pretend I've done my form study. We'll open up the watch list in which I've put this evening's racing. So if I just choose the first few races here and assign this demo strategy, okay, we'll pull that down a bit. And then you have to individually open up these markets. And from here, you'll see a little link that says unknown. Just click on that and you get a list of all the competitors. Let me just get rid of that for the moment, so you can see all the runners in the grid. You click on that. So let's just imagine for the moment that Noble Anthem is our identifying horse. So we click on Noble Anthem. So this is now going to place a back bet on Noble Anthem. However, because we've got the same thing specified here, we have to select Noble Anthem as well. You could theoretically select another runner, but that wouldn't really make much sense for the strategy. If you choose none or leave it as it is, this bet will not fire in. So we'll choose Noble Anthem for that option. And then you need to go back to the next race, double click in there, choose your runner. Let's, for the purpose of this exercise, choose the XO. And again, for this strategy, you need to choose XO there as well. On to the next one, and so on down the list until you've identified all your runners. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose Daytona Lady here. You'll see Daytona Lady has odds less than 5, so this shouldn't bet. But this is just for demonstration purposes. I have not done any form study whatsoever. And so we go on. Let's choose Rob John here. And that'll be it. Okay, so let me just close that out of the way. Okay, so whilst that's all nicely set up, let me just switch back to the strategy editor and we'll go in and let you see the settings in this row. Okay, so we're going to backward selection at XP. It needs to start at just after the race goes in play, and that's all well and good. And the action is place a bet, and this is the bit that may be new to you, at runtime. So if you click on there, you can see all the other options you have of selecting particular runners for the strategy. So choose at runtime, and it's that option that then allows you to go over here and specify these. Okay, as you need to do the same thing with the conditions. Obviously, you don't need to have any conditions in here, but as I say, I'm wanting to keep the odds above 5. So you do exactly the same thing, specify at runtime in this drop-down box here, and specify the settings. And that's it. Okay, so we'll switch back to that very first race. Where is it? That one there. We'll switch back to that one. It's got 10 minutes to go, so I'll jump ahead and you can see it in action. Okay, we've skipped on to the Newcastle 6 o'clock race. They're just in the process of loading. I should point out that there seems to be a major delay at Lingfield, which is having a knock-on effect to the Newcastle meeting. So as a result, I won't bother showing you the other races we've selected. However, you'll have seen enough already to get the gist of what's going on and be able to create your own strategy using this technique. So we'll just wait for the race to go and see if we can get any result from my random selection process. Okay, we're off and running, so you should see this bet being submitted soon since the Noble Anthem's SP is 9.7. There it is, that's been executed there. So we'll just switch to the My Bets tab. There's Noble Anthem there, but it's not being taken because the market moved on past. Okay, that's unfortunate. But that's the reason that the killer fills in there, to just make sure that if the market has zoomed ahead, we don't inadvertently leave a bet in the market that then gets taken as the market goes back out again. However, hopefully you'll have seen the types of thing that you need to do. So you set up an at runtime option in here in the action tab. Choose at runtime at any selection where you need to specify the name of the runner. Choose at runtime. Keep in mind if you've got any conditions that are dependent upon that, you'll have to specify that as well. This event will start in 1 minute. Then assign it to any race or event that you're looking for, and remember to open up that event. Go to the strategy editor, not the strategy editor, I beg your pardon, the automation tab, and choose the option within the list of runners for that event. Okay, I hope you'll find that useful. Until next time, cheers.